Now another look to Dr. George, where we kind of think when we look at Dr. George and the rain is coming down the way it is, we think in inches, like how many?
Yes, and we've got those facts right over there. It's now up over 21 and a third inches compared to a normal of 9 and, yes, sir.
But Dr. George, that's downtown Los Angeles, that's Civic Center?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, but the San Fernando Valley, San Gabriel Valley, and those places out there get 3-4 times that much sometimes, is that right?
Absolutely.
Sure.
But we have to have one spot that's standard year in and year out, and that's it. And if they had their station, the rain bucket, and it's nothing but a bucket, it truly is, 10 inches across, and the rain that falls into that 10-inch cylinder is what counts. I have a letter from Glenn Campbell saying, we want you to be the official Los Angeles Open weatherman. Oh boy, this is no time. But we'll do our best, that's all I can say. Dear friends, the flash flood watch is out. Our official forecast calls for flash flood watch in and beneath the canyon. What a shot, what a shot. The rains will be tapering off after midnight. You'll see why when you see our satellite pictures. Back again tomorrow afternoon, you'll see why. They seem to be coming in now on 24 to 30 hour period. My goodness, isn't it? And local gusty winds at times. We might as well tell you about that surf. That surf is pretty exciting. We've got a heavy surf advisory in effect. Probably stay there for the next 3 or 4 days. 6 to 8 and occasional 10-footers on the west-facing beaches. And in addition to that, there's also west-southwest swells and wind waves 2 to 4 feet. Put them all together, we get a combined seas of about 7 feet. My goodness. And, oh, isn't that the power in that? My goodness. All right, enough of this, Fishbeck. Let's move on to other things. First of all, here are our numbers. Here's the number of this storm so far at 6 o'clock was 42/100ths of an inch, and there it is, 2134. Last year was 1270. It was 55 and a 62 today, and it's 53 at the moment. The temperature has gone down rather rapidly in the last hour or so, and so our tonight's low of 54 looks ridiculous. We're going to have to check that out and modify it. It'll be in the low 50s tonight. Tomorrow's high is 65 expected. Relative humidity is 86% in the barometer, 29.89. The surf, look at there, 6s and 7s and 10-foot maximums and little change, little change. Over on our big map here, heavy snow warnings for Rocky Mountain, Colorado and New Mexico and Wyoming, snow across Montana, rain, freezing rain and drizzle across the Dakotas and Minnesota. This morning they had some very dense fog all across this entire area. It's still under clouds with drizzle and light rain from the middle Mississippi Valley across into West Virginia. And of course now the snow is up in Quebec. Now we're ready to check this one out if we may. This is the way it appears. This picture now taken about an hour and a half ago from 1/10 of the way to the moon. And it's infrared, so this shows where the cold storm is right now. Moving down one, we can see how it relates to everything else in the pattern. Here we are, and that's today's storm. Here's the next storm out here with a little bridge holding the two together, and then another one out here beyond it. Here's Hawaii down here. Now, that looks like the pattern is still moving on the regular course, but we spotted something unusual. Something very unusual. This is a 72-hour forecast. They're never very reliable. This is for next Saturday, for goodness sakes. And it appears that we've got a little amplitude developing. The amplitude building up over here. When it builds up high, it comes down. And that breaks up those patterns. This appears to put us underneath a sort of ridge for Saturday. And you know what we have when we're under a ridge? By golly, that's the drying, that's the clearing, and it appears that this next one may very well be moving on off to the north. Why am I excited without promising you anything? Very simply. No man knows the future, and Saturday is very far away. Too many things can happen between now and then, but doesn't it look good to have a glimmer of hope Saturday.
Very nice. In the meantime, though, that big chunk that you showed us there on the from great distances
Yes.
above the surface of the earth,
Yes.
how much rain could that mean? The one solid chunk that we see there?
Another, you mean the one that's over us right now?
Right.
That should be gone by midnight. It's moving
But
past
before
here.
it does, how much do you think it will leave?
Maybe up to another inch.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, thank you, Dr. George. When we keep on going this Wednesday evening, this wet Wednesday evening, Dr. William Rader has a dramatic report on a lifelong program to help people who overeat.